Hello, animal ecologists! I am in a beautiful, open, deciduous forest, and I have dug a trench. So it doesn't have to be that big. It's a meter long and basically the shovel width wide. And then I went down to the ground so I can see the leaves. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've made my meter stick go all the way down to the leaf layer. You're gonna find that there is often a hard icy layer just above the leaf litter. What you're gonna wanna do is with a paintbrush, if you can find one, or sometimes you can just use your mitten. The shovel shows you layers, but sometimes they're really soft. Like I can see how soft this layer is up here compared to this one. With the paintbrush, you can feel it with your hand too. Like this one's more crystallized. This one's much softer and fluffier. And you can easily see that really hard icy layer in there where we had a melty week and didn't have any snowfall for a little while. And they're more crystallized as they go down. When you start feeling around, you can start to feel the differences in the snow, both with your mitten and with your bare hand. You can feel that there's layers. So in this snowpack, there's like this icy layer just on the bottom here. And then there's a crystallized layer here. And then another one that's even thicker crystals here. And then a line. This would be a layer in here. And then this icy line is a layer on its own. And then above we've got at least one, maybe three above that. This is definitely its own layer up here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 layers. So that's the first thing, is trying to figure out what your layers are. Once you figure out what your layers are, then you need to measure the temperature of those layers. This is really great if you actually have a thermometer. Maybe you guys don't all have access to a thermometer, but if you can get, this is an electric thermometer with a probe, but even just like a thermometer that you'd put in your mouth will work as well, because you want to get the different snow temperatures. You also need a thermometer that can go to freezing. It's going to be very similar temperatures. So it's going to be warmer in the soil at the bottom and colder at the top. And the surface temperature of the air is going to be the coldest one. So, but we're talking about very small increments. So you might not be able to run this particular part of the experiment if you don't have a thermometer that is this detailed. You can try with the thermometer you have. Maybe your phone has a thermometer and you can hold it at each layer and you'll hear a difference, but it probably won't. Like we would do in lab. So for the first one, you go down into the soil and you would get the soil temperature, and then you would come up. And the second one would be just on the surface in this, right on the leaf litter, in that subnivean space. And then you would do one in each of your layers, and you would stick the probe into each of your layers. And you usually have to hold it there for about a minute to get a good reading. And that's the first part of our activity. Dig your trench, find your layers, measure the depth of those layers, and if you have access to a thermometer, measure the temperature. And then we'll do and then we'll do snow compaction and snow density in separate videos.